Everyone, my name is Eason, and this is my week 5 assignment. Students are experiencing behavioral issues. Some will experience dropping out of schools, referrals, repeating a grade, and suspensions. These negative consequences are not providing the strategies to support the student's behavior at school. Therefore, the main research topic is effectiveness of positive behavioral interventions and support. PBIS, and reducing racial disparities in school suspensions. This research question would be, how does the PBS approach reduce racial disparities in school suspensions in a high school environment? The importance of PBS begins with creating an equity-focused approach to support the student's behavioral needs. It is not just to target negative consequences. The PBIS approach aims to create a positive student culture, and provide a safe, effective learning environment for all students. The impact of PBIS will be reducing behavioral issues and suspension rates. PBIS aims to reduce poor behavior in schools by encouraging positive behaviors. The importance of the research question is the schools are having issues with students being suspended, targeted because of their race and identity. Therefore, suspensions and detentions at schools are unfairly affecting minority student population groups. The suspensions and referrals are not providing positive strategies that students need in order to succeed. The first research study expresses how PBIS positively impacts middle and high school environments in Indiana. There are data on school suspensions and arrests of minority students in the school district. Data will be collected, which includes the minority students who got referrals, detentions, and suspensions. After the data collection, the district and educators realized the PBIS approach is needed in order to have an equitable discipline for the students. The PBIS approach was tested in a high school and 2 middle schools. When the PBIS was implemented, the attendance rate rose and the suspension rate and arrest rate lowered. A second research study explains racial disparities at school in the U.S., especially with African American students, Latinx students, and Indigenous students. Educators realize how schools need to use restorative practices, and PBIS approach will be providing training for educators to have an equity-focused classroom and make sure that minority students feel comfortable. The procedure begins with interviewing, questioning about racial equity and school discipline. The data collection is from interviews. Educators express their personal opinions on PBIS. The educators realize how the school districts need to provide more effective approaches and training for staff to ensure students are safe in a school environment. The potential method will be a qualitative approach because it will explore the insights of the student's behavior, school environment, the staff members at high schools. The qualitative approach will express how minority students are treated at schools and how their behaviors lead up to school suspensions. This perspectives of staff members will be examined to figure out why and who sent students to school suspensions. This is a potential method. The research questions presented, then the method will be for local high schools and just different school districts. Focus group interview questions will be outlined. The procedure will be 20 students, 20 educators. The students will be in a focus group interview, and educators will be in a focus group interview. The focus group will be audio recorded for data collection and data analysis. The results will be insights of diverse viewpoints of students and educators. The qualitative approach includes interviews and understands the students' experiences. For interviews, open-ended questions are beneficial. Some sample group sizes as well. By observing the individuals in the interview in a natural environment is important. There is a flexibility of factor that will be data collection from different perspectives and experiences. Firstly, the informed consent is crucial for individuals. According to American Psychological Association, Section 802, 803, 401, 602, 301 are very important. 802 implies that individuals should have informed consent to research, and how the research studies the individuals have the right to know the risks and procedures, and they have the right to step away from the study if the environment is uncomfortable, and if the research questions are too sensitive. While exploring the sensitive topics or too personal questions, researchers can be mindful to protect the individual's privacy. Another section would be 401 to apply confidentiality factors, and section 301 would be essential in this case because the studies mention different population groups, and the researchers cannot engage with unfair discrimination. If the individuals are underage in the study, it's crucial to notify the parents and guardians to get informed consent. The potential ethical issues will be uncomfortable environment, and the interviewing process should be in a natural environment. And a focus interview groups, the individuals have the ability to share private information outside of study. Another factor to consider will be how the data is managed and how it's stored to protect private information. And the individuals responding should be using appropriate language and not trigger anyone in the group and avoid sensitive topics. The conclusion will be the awareness of PBIS approach and how it is important in schools. Educators need to realize judging students' behavior based on race is not appropriate. PBIS will allow students to feel comfortable in school classrooms and gain positive strategies to assist their behaviors. The PBIS implementation varies by state in the US. In 2023, about 25,000 schools across the US used PBIS. PBIS will be beneficial to all schools in order to treat minority students equally. Thank you for listening, and these are my references.